All right. Test, test, test. Is there audio? Hold on one sec. What's up, guys? Can anybody hear me? Okay. So we're good? Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. It's not showing me the audio levels over here. Okay. A little bit less of a turnout tonight. I apologize for the reschedule, everybody. Of course, this replay will be added. Unfortunately, I did run into some flight delays yesterday with trying to get back on time. A little bit unanticipated, so apologies for that. So today, well, actually, before we get into everything, I just want to answer a few quick questions inside of the Facebook group that I ran across that I thought would be good to answer on here. And one of them comes from David asking a little bit about VAs and how we safely handle them when it comes to the financial side of things. And that's definitely an important question because that's something that I used to always ask myself. When it comes to print on demand, though, the thing with money is that you don't really have to have a VA playing with money. I know that with the fulfillment centers that we work with, we just have to load up money into, for instance, Printful will load up money into the Printful wallet, and they're able to fulfill orders with the money that's in there. And anytime it runs low, it's automatically refilled. And I know with Gutlian, we just send them a wire transfer every single week. So every single week, they'll send us an invoice and I'll go up to the bank and send them a wire transfer. So there's really no need for VAs to do that. I know with Printify, you can also fill up your wallet on there as well. And yeah, it's mainly talking about the cost of goods on here and obviously ad spend that's just going to come from your bank account. So hopefully that helps you out. David, let me know if you have any additional questions when it comes to that. All right, guys. So before we dive into this, I want to quickly go over some of the stats from the early bird Christmas sale that we actually had a couple of days ago. So a couple of days ago, actually, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's already day 3. That's crazy. So on launch day, we did about $40,000. Hold on. About $39,000. So not too bad. Last year, we did about $59,000. We did a little different things this year, and I think it has a lot to do with the scarcity aspect of telling people that this is going to last for 4 days instead of 1 like we did last year. So this time, it is spread out over 4 days. So yesterday, we did about $19,000 and only about $2,500 on ad spend. And then today we're already about $14,000 with, again, about $2,500, $26 right now in ad spend. So the sale is going really, really good. But I do want to show you guys the live ads that I promised I would. And what I've done inside of the ads manager is I've broken it up into 2 different layers. And layer 1 is going to be broad. So it's more broad of an audience. Telling everybody about the sale. So for instance, everybody that's engaged with us on Instagram, viewed the website over 7 days, 14 days, viewed the product page, added cart, buyer and newsletter opens, and then buyer Wheelio, and then 10-second video views on some of the hype ads that we were running. So this is all very broad. It's hundreds of thousands of people right here. And on day 1, I set these at really, really high budgets and adjusted them as the day went on. So I had them, most of these running at about $2,000 a day, $1,000 a day when the sale went live, just so it's prioritized. And then throughout the day, they were adjusted. And we averaged out at about a $13 cost per purchase with 150 purchases from Facebook. And you can see it right now, fast forward a couple of days. These were the ad sets that had survived for the broad targeting. And I just want to show you some of the creatives that we're using. So basically, I did mention that I was going to narrow it down a little bit more this year to what was actually working with previous campaigns that we ran. However, I did put a little bit more into here, and the data is definitely, it's interesting because I was expecting the carousels to perform a little bit better. The carousel ads, but the GIFs had actually did significantly better. So this first one right here, very simple GIF with different product photos, different variations with the influencers and the stuff that we talked about last week. Now, this is a price-based carousel ad, simply laying out the products and more so the best-selling products and what people buy this time of the year, what the original price is and what they can actually get it at. And when you look at this carousel, there's actually about, I think, 8 different photos that I stacked inside of here. And this is all based on data being the best performing photos and really what sells around this time of the year. Most of it being blankets with a couple phone cases in here as well, and then canvases as well for it to be more high ticket. And then this one right here is another GIF, except we have the 30% off tag on here, showing people in the news feed, that don't want to read the copy right here, that it's 30% off. And again, best performing imagery, all of this stuff get phenomenal engagement on Instagram. And then another carousel ad right here with the images just kind of organized a little bit differently in order with a few different images. Actually, this one, yep. So this one was just organized a little bit differently. It's the same, but I just kind of loaded it up to kind of coincide with the other one and see which one kind of wins and focus on that. So the ones that are surviving right now, we have the essentially the 2 GIF ads for this one ad set and the carousel. Now, let me go to the layer 2 targeting right here, because this is the really important one, because this is the one that actually turned out to be the most profitable. As of right now, it's the most profitable one, and it's just broken up into about 4 ad sets. So on Wednesday, we spent only about $300 on this and generated about 74 purchases, which is monumental. I mean, that's, I don't know, like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 and an 11x return on ad spend. That's like, whoa. I mean, that is just crazy. We're seeing a $4 cost per purchase on Wednesday. And when you look at the frequencies on here, they could have actually been maxed out a little bit more. There was some delayed attribution that kind of kicked in here, but very good cost per purchase. So what it's kind of broken up into right here is 1 day. So again, this is more so the hot traffic. So when we blast out those ads for layer 1, telling everybody the sales live, they go to the product page, then they fall into the layer 2 targeting because we know that they're interested. And it's just broken up into a photo, just a simple photo ad right here. And then a carousel. So a product-based carousel ad. And this is pretty much different imagery from the other carousels that were used with a little bit of social proof on here from some of the customers. This stuff does really well, especially in our emails. And those were, that's it. That's all that was used. And these 2 ads, so 1 day product viewers, 1 day page viewers, and then the email clickers of the last 3 days being the buyers and the newsletter subscribers. And then that was converted into story ads, which did not last as long. I think we're actually going to turn these back on. But let me just show you the story ads right here. These are just boomerangs that we had gotten from influencers. I compiled them all together, edited them right inside of Instagram. If you can edit them in Instagram, that's always the best way to go, just because it looks more natural as opposed to doing it just inside of Final Cut and using Final Cut's titles. This doesn't really look like an ad to me. So swipe up, swipe up. And then this one is a different variation of that first one. So kind of a different GIF. The videos are organized a little bit differently. And yeah, so from Wednesday to now, it looks like those story ads generated about 20 purchases, so not too bad. Like I said, I think we'll actually end up turning those back on later today, but later tonight, we're actually going to be putting in some new creatives just because tomorrow is the last day of the sale. So layer 2 is going to be updated, telling people, hey, the sale's ending, as well as layer 1. And those usually do really, really well on the last day of the sale. That's when things really start to pick up. It's crazy, people. It's like the last day seems to always do somewhat better than the first day for launch day. It's crazy. Now, you guys might have also seen the on-site branding as well. Now, this is kind of a little bit too wide, so let me shrink it. So on-site branding, everything from the homepage saying early bird Christmas sale, get 30% off site-wide using the discount code early. And if we go to the main collection, we have the different titles on here saying 30% off sale. as well as right up here. Now, this is not using an app. This is all custom coded into the theme. And it's done really, really well, especially with our cold traffic advertising right now. We're getting some really good cost per purchases because of this, this early bird Christmas sale. So I'm pretty happy about that. We'll have to think about a way to kind of add that into the I don't know, kind of, I'm trying to think of a strategy to not keep it necessarily long-term, but keep the ads performing really well without keeping the sale going on indefinitely. But if we go to the product pages, again, we also have the banners right here, and this is interesting. I talked about this. I got this idea from Etsy. I got this icon from flaticon.com, and pretty much telling people this item is in high demand right now. 277 people have this in their carts. And this is different for a few, only of the few best sellers on here have that widget. So if I go to this one here, the number's different. It says 301 people have this in their carts. If I go to this one right here, 182 people. So it's kind of all based on how well the products sell, and I kind of just went about it that route. And if you go to the cart page, a little bit more branding right here as well. You tell that the logo is kind of, you know, it's not necessarily too branded, but we added a Christmas hat on it and 30% off site-wide. So we're reminding people of the sale right when they get to checkout. Very important. And then discount code early. The branding is done really, really well. We're seeing a really, really, really solid conversion rate. Super happy about it. Super happy about it. So that's the on-site branding. And basically the emails as well. So again, we're only day 3 into it, and it looks like the third, what is Wednesday? I'm getting my days confused. Wednesday, Thursday. So today's day 3. So the third, we just had an email go out. So this one just went out saying 24 hours remaining, guarantee your spot for pre-Christmas delivery, and then pretty much laying out what it is we're offering and at what price. Now, when the campaign went live, that was on Wednesday, so right at noon. The template was very simple. I almost was not gonna put an image in here, but you wanna keep it very simple. The very first email that's gonna go out, put the focus on the sale, 30% off site-wide, code early at checkout. And yeah, that's kind of what we have with that. And then yesterday, we had, show you what we had in terms of the emails, 24. And then we had a GIF right here, 30% off with the top images. And this is what we're trying to get people to buy is this product right here. So obviously we're gonna feature that in the GIF. And a lot of this inspiration for the super, super simple emails comes from a lot of the brands we try to model, one of them being HiSmile. If you look at some of their previous emails for Q1 and Q2 campaigns, you can see that they're super simple. And I've been on their email list for a while, and I never really caught on to the fact that this stuff was so compelling to me. I was always like so driven to go check out the product or check out what they're promoting. And you know, I wasn't really interested in buying, but I soon became aware that it's because of how simple the emails are. They're very, very captivating. They're not excessive. They have a lot of white space. And that's exactly what we're trying to kind of model after with our emails. And ever since we've adopted that, we've seen really, really good results with it. So a little bit of notes about this campaign right here. Higher volume last year on the launch day, and again, this is probably most likely because we did push it as a one-day sale as opposed to this year where it's kind of spread out over 4 days. And a lot of the sales usually are going to come on that last day. I know it was kind of like that for one of our previous campaigns this year. And cold traffic ads are performing very well right now because of the new branding. There's a lot of branding right now promoting this early bird Christmas sale, and not just that, but our retargeting. Our retargeting is set up. So, I mean, we're getting thousands of people to the website every day, and these people are seeing the Christmas sale retargeting. So everything's just going really good right now with that stuff. So what we're gonna be talking about today actually is, jump into my slideshow. So session 3 right here, kind of a little bit about everything that is encompassing this training right here. We've talked about creative testing, the early bird Christmas sale. We've talked about early access. We've talked about hype ads, launch ads. We're going to be talking about the little bit of the pre-planning process, optimization, Black Friday, Cyber Monday emails, and the ads that are going to be run. Last week, we talked about the early access, what goes into that, the types of ads that are run for the hype process, the emails going out for the live process, as well as the ads that are ran. And I just gave you those examples as well for the most recent campaign that we did. Now, we did not do early access for this one just because we've done so many times this year to where, once you kind of use a good thing so many times, your customers begin to catch on and it's just not as effective anymore. It reminds me of caffeine. Caffeine just doesn't give me the jolt that it used to, just because I have it so much now. So we're trying to kind of save that for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But nonetheless, we still talked about the entire process for going to the landing page. And yeah, this is literally the entire plan for the next 60 days broken up, because obviously end of November coming into December, unfortunately, that's when we put everything to a standstill to kind of catch up on orders. And it's definitely a sad thing. I was talking the other day to, I went out to Oregon to visit the guy that runs this company called Pet Party, and he has the same exact problem. Although the stuff that he does is in-house, so he doesn't have to stop until like the 15th of December, which is amazing because the ROAS you see at that point is just phenomenal. But he was telling me that it's just so hard to stop those ads because you're literally printing money. I remember us, like the amount of, like it's crazy. It's crazy hour by hour. And to like literally shut those ads off, it hurts inside. So we're going to make the most of these next 60 days right here. And it's still going to be fun. But what we're going to be talking about today is the email marketing aspect. And not necessarily just email marketing, but we're going to be going through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the emails, the branding, the landing pages. And this session is actually going to be broken up into two different sessions. So we're going to talk today, and then I'm also going to do another bonus session next Tuesday. And the reason for that is we actually still have some stuff in the works right now with our landing pages, and we're still going through the branding for our Cyber Monday stuff. So I'm going to break that up. So today we're going to go over kind of the Black Friday stuff, and I want to show you guys everything else. I don't want to leave that out of this part. So Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to go over the second part for this, and then we'll be able to get into the ads portion on Thursday, have a setup for that. So basically, now I don't know how well you guys can see this right here, but I don't think it's going to let me zoom in. Try that. Nope. Yeah, it's not going to let me. But so basically, here's the layout that we're going to be following this year. And last year, it was very, very similar. So days prior to Black Friday, and it kind of stinks that Black Friday this year is on the 29th. I wish it was on the 22nd, 23rd like last year. It stinks because it's at the end of the month. And I'm just hoping that we're in a good position to accept thousands of orders by that time. But basically, days prior, about 5 days prior to Black Friday, there's a notification that's going to go out to the entire audience telling them, hey, Black Friday is coming in a few days. Make sure you're ready. And we're trying to build that anticipation. And it usually gets a really high open rate. People are really ready. And it's something that we do every time. Even with the campaign that we just did for this early bird Christmas sale, we sent out that same early bird notice, and it's still, it's generating thousands of dollars in revenue. So it's just a simple text-based email saying, hey, I hope your Sunday is going well. I wanted to let you know. And this is all very personalized. So it was personalized to repeat customers, one-time buyers, and then people that haven't bought from us. So this one in particular was to the, so people that have not bought from us. I wanted to let you know about something since you are not one of our customers, but have browsed our site before. This Wednesday will be our annual early bird Christmas sale. Everything will be 30% off. And then we have a little bit of scarcity in here. If you're looking to order something for Christmas, I highly advise ordering Wednesday, because once November comes, you might not be able to get it. You might be out of luck. Anyways, enjoy your day. So this, we usually get a lot of replies for these emails right here, just because it looks like it looks like DJ from customer service is actually emailing the customer. So we do that every time, and we're going to be doing that for Black Friday. Now, a few days getting closer to Black Friday is the early bird stuff. So not early bird, but early access. So we're going to be doing the early access, and we're probably going to have a list of like 10,000 people this year. So an email is going to go out on probably the 27th, 2 days prior, reminding everybody in the early bird list saying, hey, in a couple of days, this is launching. So you better be ready, because we're going to sell it quickly. And then on Thursday, I think we're going to offer it. I'm trying to think, because last year we did early access on midnight of Black Friday. It might be the same this year, but I'm thinking we might do it a little bit earlier. So say 10 p.m. on Thursday night. Still haven't decided on that part, but last year, even though we offered it at midnight on Black Friday, I mean, we still did over 30 grand within the hour. So still trying to figure that out, but early access launches. And then for everybody else that's not on the list, it's the normal Black Friday stuff. So emails at 7 a.m., 4 p.m., and 9 p.m. And then Saturday, we'll do a product call out, pretty much telling people what we want them to buy. Going over to December Sunday, we'll also have a product call out telling them what we want them to buy. Because like that's our focus for this year. You know, we're trying to sell 20,000 units of one specific product. We've already communicated with our suppliers. The margins are really good on it. So we really want to communicate that throughout the duration of the sale, Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And then when Cyber Monday comes, we have 3 emails that are also going out that day, 7 a.m., 4 p.m., and 9 p.m. Now, with these product calls right here, you can send out multiple emails that day, but we're going to keep it pretty basic for those 2 days just because, we're going to, we want Black Friday and Cyber Monday to be really big days, and we don't want to have to limit things on Cyber Monday. Getting sales is not going to be the issue. I can say that. So just 1 email is going to go out on Saturday and Sunday. But if you did have, and I'm going to show you some examples in just a minute, but if you had several emails go out on Saturday and Sunday with your product call-outs, it would just be different variations. You're using the same exact idea, just switched up a little bit differently. Okay, so let me show you something. What we do, we're building out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday project management folder, but kind of the way that we stay organized is a project management folder. So going back to one of our campaigns earlier in the year for our big software launch, we put everything in here from our hype ads to our live ads to IGC that's going to be used throughout the sale. We have what's known as a project charter. And this one right here, it pretty much notes who's going to be doing what. I don't think we've fully finished this one, but pretty much every email is going to be I'm trying to think we used a different one. We might have used a different one but anyways, emails go up here throughout the duration of the sale. Sequence will go here, cross-selling anybody that's purchased throughout the duration of the sale. So you simply put the emails right here, what it looks like, what the headlines are, the time it's going to go out, what live ads are going to be going up when the sale launches, what are your hype ads going to be, what's going to be posted on social media throughout the duration of the sale, what has to get changed inside of Shopify, and then a few additional notes. So this pretty much notes everything that has to be done for this to be a successful sale. And then I did have a checklist right here, making sure that everybody's doing things and everything is getting done. Now, when we go look at our hype ads right here, this is what I showed you guys a little bit earlier in a few of the other sessions earlier. But if I click this hype ads document, this, and again, this is just a way that we stay organized. However you do it is up to you. It just helps us plan things out and execute things better. So for the hype ads, this is number 1 right here. This is a video, and this is a link to it. And then this is the copy that's going to be used. Second one right here, third one, and then this is not scrolling too good. And then the fourth one, these are all different images. So this is like 4 different ads right here. And then Facebook will determine which one will be the best for it, for this specific caption right here. And it's sending people to the early access page. And then just a calendar right here for us to kind of help plan that out a little bit better. So again, this is how we stay organized and how we don't miss deadlines. For the IGC folder right here, this is everything that we collected for this campaign. So this is one of the influencers that we worked with right here. Featuring some of the new backgrounds that we were offering. This was one of the new backgrounds that turned out to be a really popular one. So we used a lot of this content right here, as well as some of the boomerangs that they sent us. So I could just play this one here. Tons of boomerangs, tons of content. So all these backgrounds you see right here was completely new to our audience. Our audience was just familiar with solid color backgrounds. So being able to use all this, or being able to pick out just at least a few in here, was monumental. And this right here, this was content that was used on the Instagram doing giveaways. So we did a Starbucks giveaway. This was about like 5-10 days prior to the sale. And it was simply meant to establish awareness. And this was our organic way of doing it. And this specific post got like six, might have gotten more, but thousands and thousands of comments. So much awareness for Starbucks gift cards is crazy. And then we're featuring the product right here. And if you can go look in the Instagram, it's probably back in April at that time. And we also did an Apple gift card. And suddenly we were also featuring the product in here, showing what we're going to be offering when this campaign goes live. So the point of this is just putting everything that has to do with this campaign in this specific folder. Now, when we go to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, I'm going to open up this email part right here. We have the Black Friday. So everything on here is color coded, from the Black Friday early access event to the Black Friday sale itself, and then the Cyber Monday sale, which is actually still in progress, pending the branding and everything like that. So let me go back and show you kind of a theme that we're going to be going with. Where is it? A theme that we're going to be going with for Black Friday this year. So if we go to the gifts right here, so Black Friday starts now. So we're going to be using our brand colors this year. So if you just go to our website, you'll see that our logo, those are our colors: blue, pink, and yellow. And we're trying to make it, where is it? We're trying to make it very eye-popping. It just looks aesthetically appealing. This is very nice to look at. And obviously our logo is going to have the Christmas hat on it. Actually, starting next month, after this early bird sale ends, sometime starting next month, like after the first week, our logo, this is going to be our logo until like Christmas time. And it's just really fun. So Black Friday starts now, and then everything else is just a variation off of that. Black Friday almost over. And then this one right here, Black Friday in 4 days, giving people anticipation. Hey, it's going to be launching in 4 days from now. But the point is, this is our theme. These bubbles right here, these circles, and this is going to be used in our ads, on our landing pages, our emails, and on our website. I still have not figured out how we're going to integrate it into so what I'm thinking right now, what we're kind of thinking of right now is we're thinking of not driving traffic to this collection page. We're thinking of creating a whole separate page and minimizing the products. So we're only going to have probably our 4 or 5 core products on there, and that's it. So I think that's what we're going to do this year. And the branding is going to coincide with that, with the circles. So you guys got a chance to look at the spreadsheet from all of our emails last year. And if you notice one thing on here, you'll notice the emails are just, there's consistency, but there's not much of it. It's just really basic. There's not a lot of design assets that we're using. So everything from the imagery to the gifts right here. There's not a lot of that. It's just really, really simple. So right here. Be getting these tabs confused. So if I go to this one right here, and if we look at the early access email, so if I show you this here, this design is just completely contrary. It's just completely the opposite of what we decided to use throughout the duration of the sale. And last year, like I told you guys, it was just me doing everything for this. So, things obviously were not the best. We didn't have a lot of influencer generated content like we do now. We don't have a lot of the tools that I know of now that we can use right now. So I'm going to show you the difference in what we have in queue for this year. This year we actually have people that are helping out with running the Facebook ads. We're working with an agency. I'm still doing a lot of the stuff inside of the ads manager, but they help out big time with that. So it gives me a lot of time to actually focus on this stuff right here. Okay, so you guys kind of get the idea from that. So if we go to this year, so the early access stuff, that has not been planned out yet. We're still kind of going through that. But for the Black Friday sale, this is the pre-hype email sent out on 11/25 at about 12 p.m. Eastern time. And it's sent to all lists excluding the early access list. So I'm going to click this. And all of this is not set in stone just yet. There may be some minor variations when we go live, but this is the general idea. Super simple. Black Friday, 4 days, get 30%. And there's going to be something down here, a little bit of copy on why you should purchase, with a little bit of scarcity saying, hey, in November, you might not have the opportunity, or actually, this might be your last chance, pretty much saying this may be the last chance to get your Christmas delivered product. Some kind of copy is going to go right there. So that's our hype email that's going to be sent out. So on Black Friday, Now, again, this is not to the early access list. This is to everybody that's not on the list. So this should be that. So on list. So buyers in Wheelio, excluding early access at 7 a.m. Black Friday starts now. Eye-popping imagery, and we're using a border around the email. I have heard from several people actually that having borders around your stuff just performs better. So you can see it on mobile as well. And after hearing that, I also decided to add it into our template. And if you go look at our product pages, you can see that all of our imagery in the carousel has a border around it. So this is what we're using right here. So first off, we have a digital asset up here at the top, being in the form of a GIF. And this was very simple to design, which I did right inside of Canva. So if I go up to a few of the slides right here, Black Friday starts now, and I'm not using completely black text. If you guys downloaded that app that I told you to, it's right up here called ColorPig Eyedropper. If you go to our website and just copy the black color right here, copy that, bring that over to Canva. It's not completely black, and it just looks better. So what I'm doing is starting off with one variation right here with these different bubbles. So I'm just going over to elements, going down to circles, drag it over, and then make the color your brand colors, whatever your brand colors are. And simply shrink, duplicate, move around as needed. After I'm done with that, and by the way, I put the logo up here at the top. That's going to be added inside of Klaviyo. It's going to be put right on here. After that, I simply duplicate it, and I'm just moving the circles around. That's it. I'm just moving them in different places, and I'll do about 3 variations of that until it looks good. So you can see that when you look at this, the circles do get cut off down here at the bottom, and that's just fine. So I'm going to delete those 2. And what I did after that is you're simply going to save those 3 pages and bring those over to easygif.com, upload it, and you're going to put that at a speed of 80, I think it's 80 milliseconds. I don't know what kind of speed it measures in, but 80 is what I'm using right there. Black Friday starts now, 30% off everything. Use code BF2019 at checkout. And then a little bit of copy down here. So we have a call to action, and it takes up the entire length of the email. What I'm really most concerned about is how the email looks on mobile, considering most people are going to be opening on mobile. Call to action, and then a little bit of sales copy down here, pretty much saying this Black Friday, save on custom-made pet products, the perfect gift for Christmas. We're telling people why they should buy from us. And then this is a link down here where they can shop our best sellers. And they could also do that right here as well, but this will pretty much take them to the same exact page that the link for this takes them to. And I haven't inputted the links yet, just because, again, we're still designing the landing pages. Now, the one thing that you're going to notice here is we don't have any imagery in here. We don't have any influencer generated content. It's super, super simple. And the point is to draw attention to the sale itself. And this is what we do every single time for the first email that goes out when launching a campaign, is we're just drawing attention to this. And if they want to find out, and it's really meant to pique interest. And if they want to find out information, they can click shop now. So that's the first email that's going to be going out. And it's just a moving GIF in sales copy. What I really want you to pay attention to is how the GIF right here is moving. It's meant to be eye-catching. It's meant to be engaging, and it's meant to get people to say, wow, what is going on? It's not meant to be stagnant. I would highly recommend using something that's moving, whether it's your shop now button, your GIF, whatever it is, something must move in that first email. Okay, so for the second one, 11:29, 4 p.m., so a couple hours later, 9 hours later, this goes out to all list buyers and Wheelio, excluding early access, and then it goes out to the early access list itself. Does that make sense? So 3 lists overall. And the one thing that you'll notice here is we're just using a stagnant GIF. It's not moving this time. And I put some notes right here as well. And I could share this with you guys once it's finalized. But what we're using is our best imagery and laying out what it is we're offering and at what price you can get it at. But I want to go back up here. The reason why we're using a still GIF for this one is just, so all we're doing with this Black Friday sale is creating different variations of the first email and theme that is being used. This is our theme across the ads, the landing pages, the website. So we have to use it in the second email, but we have to create a variation based off of this. So for those that don't like GIFs, for those that don't resonate with this content, they'll resonate with this, where it is just still. and then shop now. So there's no text up here. So if you notice in that first email, there's text above the shop now button. This is considering the fact that everybody knows what's going on here. They've already gotten our first email. They've seen our ads on Facebook. They just have the call to action to go to the website, the landing page. Use code BF2019 at checkout, 30% off everything. And when they scroll down, we're calling attention to our products, the most popular products, what the price was and what you'll be able to get it at. And again, some final copy down here, what code to use at checkout, and then a final call to action. Now down here at the bottom, this is stuff that I would also recommend. This is stuff that I have saved into every template that we use now, so I'm not concerned about it anymore. But if you don't have this, I would recommend it. Put some kind of like bar like this right here with your most popular products with the links to it, your social media icons, and this is like the inverse, I think they call it the inverse style. And then need help, contact us at, and then right here, thank you for, I don't know if you guys can see this, but thank you for choosing Pet Canva. We're on a mission to make a difference. Your support is what fuels the change this world needs. And it's kind of like a simple about us statement to, you know, when people go to unsubscribe, they'll see this right here, reminding them like who we are and why we do what we do. So this stuff right here, I'd highly recommend having on here before you do any of this. So let's go to the number 3 email. So the third email is going to go out at 9 p.m. And you'll notice with this one here, we're also using a stagnant header. Or actually, nope, this one is, so we're back to the moving GIF for this one. But the thing that's different with this one is, let me show you. So for the first one, the circles are getting cut off right here, and it's a little bit larger of a GIF, takes up more space. But this one, it's smaller and the circles don't get cut off. And there's no text up here, just to shop now. And then below that, we also have another GIF. Lots of GIFs, yes, I understand that, but with our particular audience, GIFs really, really seem to resonate. So again, this is just using influencer generated content, the content that's performed best for us and pretty much what we want people to buy during this time. And then boom, 30% off using kind of like Christmas colors. So green, that's kind of supposed to be a blue, a red, 30% off everything. So a little bit more copy until 12 a.m. Eastern time, use code, and then the call to action. So this is a 100% gift-based email. So between all these emails that are sent out on Black Friday, we have like the best of many different worlds here. Go back to this first email right here. It's very simple. We're calling attention to the sale itself. When we go to this email right here, we're laying out what you can get these products at and what we want you to buy, and everything is stagnant. When we go to this email right here, 100% gift-based. A lot of people like to interact with this stuff right here and they think it's fun. So if they resonate more with this, then you know, they'll go check out the sale and hopefully make a purchase from us. Okay, so that's everything throughout the duration, all 3 days. 3 emails are going out. Now again, I would pay attention to the targeting right here and let me know if you have any questions about this, because if you mess this up, and I've done this before, you're gonna have people that are getting like your email 2 times, and it's not good just because you wanna keep your, I mean, it's not much of a big deal if like it happens a couple times, but if it happens at scale and a lot of times, it can be bad for you. So just be very particular with the targeting that you're using, especially if you're offering early access. Okay, so when it comes to the product callouts that we're using, this is going to 11:30. And we're going to be calling attention to the blankets. This is what we're trying to sell this holiday season. This is what we're having great margins with. This is what we have refined since 2017. This is what people know it's for, and this is what we want them to buy. So introducing our custom pet blankets, get up to 25. Now, so what we're going to do, I'm going to have this branded up here to with the circles and stuff right like that. I just haven't really figured that part out yet, but the idea is still the same. The image right here, it's going to be a stagnant image, and then after we call attention to what we want them to buy, we call out our blankets, we're going to call attention back to what the sale is. So 30% off our entire sale, our store, and then what the code is. And this right here, we also have a little bit of copy. Take the title for gift of the year with our custom pet products and a great discount. So, you know, just something as simple as this really does go a long way, because we get a lot of people that reply to just little copy like this and they ask about it. Like, oh, it's going to arrive by Christmas, or what do you think my girlfriend would like better, this or that? So this really does go a long way. Again, we're trying to put the idea in people's head on why they should buy this. Why is it important this time of the year? So calling attention to the pet blankets. Now, when we go to the next one for Sunday, and these are both at 11 a.m. Eastern time, save big on our custom phone cases. So this is also something that it's relatively big during Q4, but it's not as big as our bestseller. So we're still going to draw attention to it just because, we still have tens of thousands of our buyers have purchased from us because of the phone case. So we still want to draw attention to it. So save big on our custom phone cases, call to action, get 30% off everything in our store. Use code BF2019 at checkout. So we're not actually showing the price incentive to the phone case this time, but we're more so just calling attention to it with a nice piece of imagery. And again, 30% off, use the code, shop now, a little bit of sales copy. And then down here, we're laying out the products again and what you can get it at. So this is, we're trying to call attention to our big products, and we don't want people focusing on like the low ticket stuff this time of the year. We'll probably eventually have to make that stuff out of stock just because it's just not really worth it. The high margin stuff is what we're trying to go for. And then that is going to transition us over to Cyber Monday, which again, we're still planning out, and I'm going to have that for you guys next Tuesday, where we're going to be able to get into the landing pages, the branding parts of that. And I'm super, super excited about that. So let me go to the notes I made about that. So additional session on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Black Friday, Cyber Monday landing pages, some of the ads. So when I say the ads, so Thursday of next week is when we're really going to be getting into the important stuff. Just because like this early bird Christmas sale, we're able to be very profitable at this time just because we're running our ads very, very effectively. They're doing really, really well, and we really want to scale them up tomorrow, the last day. And I kind of want to show you guys how we're going to do it for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, lay it all out for you. I also am going to go over some repeat buyer flows. So the emails I just showed you, let's say that this email right here, somebody buys from it, they are not going to receive these emails here. They're going to be added into a different sequence, and that sequence is meant to expand their lifetime value and make more money from that customer. Because, the way that we see it, they will spend more. And if somebody purchases 3 times from us, they're going to be added to another flow, a different flow. So I'm going to show you guys what we have set up for that next week, and the Cyber Monday emails and the subject lines, just because we don't have that fully planned out just yet, but that will be added on here as well. And then Thursday, we're going to be getting into the ads portion for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and leveraging our Klaviyo audiences, so our buyers, our newsletter subscribers, anybody that's clicked an email, opened an email, just because as you guys seen inside of the ads manager, so if I go to this one here, this is, look at this right here. This is amazing. 64 purchases, which equates to like $6,000 in revenue, $7 cost per purchase, just by using and leveraging that audience inside of Klaviyo. So right here, clicked email, 3 days. So anybody that's clicked on our early bird emails over the last 3 days, they get these ads right here. So we're going to set those up next Thursday as well. You don't want to not do that, even if you have a very small customer base. I don't care if it's like a couple hundred customers, you still want to do it because it's going to be your most profitable ads. And during November, you want to be leveraging your warm and hot traffic just because ad costs are going to go up. I was talking to the guy from Pet Party when I was out checking out his facility, and he was showing me the stats from last year, and he was seeing like a $14 cost per purchase, which is almost near break even. And that makes sense. That's not a bad thing because you're leveraging everything that's happening on the back end. And this stuff right here, just because of the higher costs in advertising, this stuff right here becomes a lot more important. Where was I? So yeah, we're going to be setting all that up, and I'm going to be showing you guys every single audience that we're going to be using for our hype ads and for our live ads, as well as go through the different ad variations, everything that is inside of our project charter for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Julia, she's actually working on getting content from some influencers with some dogs wearing Christmas hats and featuring the products. And that's actually still in the works right now as well. And then, yeah, so what questions do we have? What do we have? Are you planning on continuing with the 30%? Yeah, actually, Jordan, yes, it does exceptionally well every single time we do it. So yes, I'm not gonna be altering that. you know, I might make some small tweaks like, hey, you get 5% more off if you buy this here, but the main idea is going to be the same, 30% off, and it does well every single time. We have done, let me go back to this right here. We have done already 1, 2, 3, 4 of these all year, and it's been the same offer. Well, this one was 25% off, but it's been relatively the same offer, and they do well every single time. So yeah, we're going to stick with the same. What is your target frequency in the hype phase? Yeah, so when it comes to the hype phase, let me go look at our ads right now, actually. Give me one sec. Okay, so this one is in one of our campaigns. This is our video views campaign. And if I just set this to lifetime, a lot of these you're going to see the frequencies are like this one right here is up at 3 just because it's a little bit smaller of an audience. But basically, I'm trying to get it up to about 2 or 3. And by that time, if somebody has not engaged with the ad, so what I call the intro ad. So this is our intro ad. Pretty much telling people at the start of the hype phase what it is we're going to be offering. And if they still have not engaged with this, even watched at least like 6 seconds of it, a very small portion of it, then I don't care about them. We're going to exclude them from the future hype ads that we're going to be running. So I'm just looking to get about a 2 or 3 frequency on this right here. And after this right here, this is what we were kind of talking about last week. We go very deep. So let me show you one of my other ad sets that we were running. Give me one second here. So this one right here was ran toward people that viewed 10 seconds of that video. And I had multiple variations of this campaign right here. But just to show you some of the ads in this hype phase here. Now the frequencies for this one aren't that high just because we ran several different variations of this, all targeted toward the people that engaged with a lot of our intro stuff. And then this one here, I think is just, yeah, this is just kind of different boomerang videos. And I'm doing a video on purpose to collect and build more audiences that we're able to use and leverage right now. And that's how we were able to build level 1 and level 2 of our targeting right now for this early bird Christmas sale. Sounds good. General question, what company are you using to handle customer support? Yeah, we're going through Help Scout, Jordan. A lot of people use Zendesk, but I'm a big fan of Help Scout just because of how simple it is. And our VAs find it really simple. I like it. You know, it was what we used back in 2017 and we just haven't switched since then. Any other questions, guys? Anything else in terms of what we have in queue? I'm not going to share this sheet with you guys just yet, just because where is it? Just because we're still planning, kind of figuring it out. Where is it? Right here, just because we're still putting everything on here in terms of the landing pages, the branding, everything like that. But you kind of get the general idea of what we're going to be going with. And we're going to kind of wrap everything up Tuesday. And that's going to set us up for Thursday when we get ready for ads. I mean, this is crazy. We're already coming in November. I can't believe it. Anything else, guys? Anything else for tonight's session? The early bird stuff. I'm so excited about this. It performed really, really well, actually. I mean, I knew it was going to perform well, but the level 1 and level 2 targeting is something that I'm really happy with this year, just because we refined things a little bit differently. Instead of putting everything into one specific campaign, we separated it with the warm traffic and the more hot traffic. Okay, guys, anything else? Not related to email. Okay, sure, shoot. What is the question? Still wonder, how do you approach influencers strategically? You guys ask about the system for this, but I can promise you, I'm not doing anything like strategic here. Like, what kind of influencers are we talking about? Are we talking micro influencers? Are we talking really big influencers? who are we talking about? And then that'll help me answer this question better. And by the way, that Shane post that we were going to be doing for today was unfortunately, yeah, I've learned to never count on things in life. Unfortunately, I don't even want to get into it, but the way they described it, so I had his manager call me up a couple of days ago, and she described it like Shane was having a mental breakdown and has decided to cancel all brand deals for the rest of the year, blah, 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 blah. But after kind of putting this through my head the last few days, I think it was just a cover up after Shane realized that a lot of the ads he had scheduled were going to be too close to his palette launch that he has next week. So I guess that was the cover up that they used. Now, this just speculation on my end, but yeah, I'm not going to get too deep into that. But how do you maintain high ROAS and consistency? How do you overcome to this? Yeah, I mean, consistently, continually testing every single night, every single day. So basically always creating new audiences. So some of the new audiences, I just created some new ad sets last night, and they're already doing well. So the ones I created these last week for audiences with high AOV. So everybody that's high purchasers from us, created lookalike audiences based off of that, repeat customers. So I'm constantly finding new audiences just because you really have to search. You have to create so many ads. Like if you go look at a company like PupStocks and the agency that they had working their ads for the past 2 years, they're creating hundreds of ad sets based on every little lookalike audience, and they're finding out what's working that way. And I'm just duplicating at different budgets. And yeah, I mean, there's really no specific process. I'm just, testing. And this is all from Glue. The data I got from Glue, downloaded it, uploaded it right into Facebook. And yeah, I'm testing story ads. Those are performing well. So basically, if somebody's working on a creative level through Facebook and Instagram, a feed level, I'll translate that over to a story ad. Any experience to reach out? I want to focus on the strategy part. Should I hire a Facebook ad? I wouldn't hire a Facebook ads agency until you have figured out your winning offer. You've figured out what audiences are converting for you, creatives. Then you can do that. At least spend tens of thousands of dollars before you even consider something like that. Just because like if you get an agency to do it, to figure this stuff out for you, I'm telling you, you're going to lose money. They're not going to perform. And I've heard this so many times. You're going to I'm telling you, you want to figure it out yourself and then tell them what to do. And it's just going to make things easier for you. Any experience to reach out and close a deal with a good agency? Yeah. Common Thread Collective, they're very hard to get a hold of. I tried last year, but never heard a response. Just because of like how public they are, you probably have to be a very reputable brand to be able to work with them. Have you ever used Zipify one-click upsell? Yeah, I have, but unfortunately with our store, the conversion rate wasn't good because if somebody comes to our website and tries to buy a blanket and we try to upsell them another blanket, most customers want to upload a different photo and choose they want to upload a different photo. And one-click upsell doesn't give you the ability to do that. So the conversion rate was really low and it just didn't work out long-term. We used it throughout November for like probably 2 weeks max, and that was it. Right now we're using Candy Rack and that has performed really, really good. How are you deciding on a good price structure with the agency? Are you doing the bit? It's a good question, Jordan. Basically, they just charge a flat rate. So their base rate, let's say a couple $1,000s a month, and then they charge on ad spend. I think it's, gosh, I don't even know what it is on ad spend. They bill me every single month. I actually don't know. It sounds really bad, but I don't know the exact percentage of ad spend, but it's, yeah, so I get a flat rate and it's off of ad spend as well. So anything that's spent over I think it's $50,000, 40,000. So in the plan that I have with the agency, they are good for, so I can pay them a couple $1,000 and I'm good for upwards of $50,000 in ad spend. Anything after that is what they charge me for. And yeah, performance, if they performed and I'm happy, then the cost is really not the big issue to me, just because like these ads, they do take a lot of time. A lot of time goes into it, but the problem is you have to find a really good agency. Just because I get so many people that message me saying that they have worked with an agency, they didn't perform, and they just lost money. Even one of the guys in this training. So my best answer, and this might not pertain to you, Jordan, but anybody else that's listening, like at least figure your store out, figure your brand out, your audience, your customers, your product before even considering an agency, because you're going to need money to do something like that. If you're making, let's say, 6 figures a month, they're probably going to be paying, if the agency's good, $4,000 or $5,000 a month to the agency. That's just a retainer fee, and then you're going to be paying on the ad spend if they spend a certain amount. Okay. Anything else, guys? If not, this is going to be our agenda for next week. Write your questions down, because November is going to be a very busy month. And these are going to be our last 2 sessions right here to wrap everything up. So please write any questions down for next week, and we're going to get into that. And all right, guys, thank you so much. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. I'll see you next week.